my channel. So today I wanted to do a video, and I think I say that at the beginning of every video, but today I wanted to do a video about our homeschool curriculum. I did put up the video about why we chose homeschool for our family and for our son because he is currently the only one school aged, but I also wanted to do a video about the curriculum that we chose specifically, just to give you guys like a general idea of how it works, why we chose it, and then you can decide if maybe it's the right curriculum for you if you guys are looking into homeschooling. So just kind of, you know, the basics of why we chose it. So our homeschool curriculum is Abeka Academy. They do have two different types of options for homeschool curriculum. You can do accredited or unaccredited. Because my kids didn't have any proof of completing second grade when we were ordering the third grade curriculum, we had to do unaccredited. And what that means is just basically we're in charge of keeping track of all the grades and all of that stuff. For accredited, you can send all of that in, and then it's basically like a school record without him actually physically being in the school. So we decided to do unaccredited. They did tell us that there is an option for an umbrella program which will provide accreditation. Umbrella programs are really confusing, really hard to figure out. I couldn't figure out if there was one for this state. The only ones I could find in Florida, and then it wasn't really clear whether or not they would cover where we were and what we were doing. So thankfully, with him going back into school in the fall, they don't need anything saying that he completed third grade. They don't need any kind of like accredited materials or anything like that. So thankfully that is the case and we don't have to worry about it. But just know that when you do go into the program, if you decide to use it, there are those two options. So the other type of program, there's two different kinds of kind of like lessons that you can do. And the one that we chose is the DVD program. So for third grade, well, for all of the grades, you have the option to do the DVD streaming or the DVDs, or you can do it without those. You can do parent-led. For me, because I'm not a teacher and because I don't really know anything about teaching, I wanted the DVD curriculum. So what this is it's a video of a classroom with the teacher teaching in the classroom. And then the kids in the audience, or the kids in the classroom go along with it. They are actually taking the lessons. And then my son can do it from home. So it's just kind of like a, I don't remember what the word for it is, but he's just kind of like out of there doing it with them. So you can do the DVD curriculum, and that is what we chose. Like I said, I just didn't have a background and feel comfortable enough to try to teach him myself. So they send you all the DVDs for all of the lessons. They're numbered by lesson. You guys can see there. They're numbered by lessons, so it'll have lessons. It has 2 lessons on a disc. And then when you put the disc in the computer, it'll pull up a screen and you can toggle back and forth between lesson 1 or lesson 2, and then it has all of the subjects. So then he'll click on the subject and that subject will open up the lesson for that day, and the teacher will come on and she will greet everybody and all of that good stuff. So I really, really love the DVDs. I don't really have to do anything with him as far as homeschooling because she kind of does it all. She explains everything, all the teaching is here, and then it's just my responsibility to kind of track the testing, making sure that he's doing it. Grading is something that I'm responsible for as well, and then just helping him if he needs help with his spelling words, listening to his reading, just making sure that he's staying on track and doing what he's supposed to be doing. So we really love the DVD option. This is one that my friend told me about, and I'm really glad that they had it because I don't know if parent-led really would have worked for us, just because like I said before, you know, I'm not really a teacher. I don't know how to teach, and you know, as a mother you have a certain degree of that, but not in the way that he can understand. I'm not equipped with the tools to help him in the way that he needs. So along with the DVDs, you'll also get a video manual, which is really amazing. I actually don't use this at all. My friend swears by it and she says it's the only thing that she looks at. I have never opened this up. So what it is it goes through each lesson and it basically tells the kiddo what they have to do for that day. You can see there a little bit. Just an example. So it's kind of like a synopsis of what they have to do for the day and the seat work that they'll need to do. So it is really helpful. It also does have like a teacher prep info, teacher responsibility section, which is really helpful. Maybe I should have started using this, but we're just into it now and we were doing it our way. And it works. So this is something that you get, like I said, with the video manuals, and it's really, really helpful to track what they're supposed to be doing. So then as far as us individually setting it up, I got an Erin Condren teacher planner, which I'm going to do a separate video on the setup and usage of this. But this is what it looks like. I got an Erin Condren teacher planner. And then in the back, I just used the subject section, and then I wrote down the lesson numbers, and then put the subjects at the top, and then what they needed to do for that lesson. So this is how I keep track. I could just use the video manual, but I really like the Erin Condren planners, as you guys probably saw from the old channel. So I wanted one of these just to keep track. So then I can look at this and I can say, okay, he's on lesson 94, he has an arithmetic test today, this is what page he needs to be on for language, and so on and so forth. So I really love using the Erin Condren planner in correlation to our homeschool, because it just, like I said, helps me keep track of everything, and then I can just do a quick glance. And him also, this sets out so that he can look at it and say, okay, did I miss anything? Oh, I had a creative writing lesson and I didn't do it, so I need to go back and do it. So that was really helpful for us as well. The curriculum also comes, so the curriculum comes with the child kit, which is all of his books, the workbooks, the tests, the individual books that he uses for reading. It comes with all that. You can buy additional like arithmetic flashcards, language flashcards, but pretty much it comes with everything you'll need. And then the parent kit comes with all of the lesson manuals, the curriculum and lesson plans. So it comes in, you get quite a few of these. There is a couple that have subjects combined, and then there's some that has the subjects by themselves. Arithmetic is by itself. History and then science and health are split up. So half the year he does science, half the year he does history. So they're split up into 2 books, and then he starts health when he starts doing history. So science and health are half the year, and then history is half the year. It just kind of comes in when science ends. So these books are amazing, and I had an obsession with these when I was in school. I always wanted these. I always wanted to be a teacher. I saw these and I was like, this is what I want to do. I know, I'm weird. I love stationery and all that stuff. So looking in the book, you can see here, it breaks down the lesson for you. It tells you what page they're on, what they need to be doing, how to teach them. That's one thing that really, really hit home for me, and the main reason why I chose Abeka is because it gives you step-by-step instructions. Read this, discuss this, ask him this. This is a variation of what he should answer. It's very, very dummy-proof. It breaks everything down for you. Any questions that you have, you just read the sheet and it tells you right then and there. It's not hard to figure out what you need to do. So it'll tell you, like I said, what pages they need to be on, what they need to do, how to administer quizzes, and on top of the actual lesson itself, it does also have like helpful stuff in the back. So like progress reports, a calendar if you wanted to use like a homeschool planning calendar. There are, some of the books do have other stuff like examples of seat work, like for the handwriting class or the penmanship class, he is learning cursive, which is one of the reasons I'm kind of sad about him going to public school, because they don't teach cursive anymore, and I just would like him to know it. But we did do cursive for the last 2 years, so he does have kind of like a baseline knowledge of cursive. So like for the penmanship book, it'll have examples in the back for the test and what they're supposed to look like. Penmanship examples, tips and tricks to help him with like placing his paper, where his hand should be holding it, etc. So these teacher books have everything you will need. Now, the great thing about Abeka is these don't change very often. So when you're done with grade 3, you can use them for your next child that's gonna hit 3rd grade, or you can sell them. They have a pretty good resale value, and there's tons of pages on Facebook dedicated to Abeka and trading or buy, sell, and trading their items, like any homeschool items that you may not use. There's tons of homeschool pages on Facebook. It's insane. But there are Abeka specific ones where you can sell your used like teacher lesson plans, which is what I'll be doing since we won't be homeschooling the other 2 kids. I'm gonna go on there and resell all of his the teacher books, and I do have a couple doubles of the other books, and then like his spelling and poetry book and all the books he used for reading. That way it saves somebody else from having to buy all of that stuff, because it is really expensive. I want to say the parent kit was over $300, and then the student kit was over $200. So you're looking at probably $700 to $800. And then there's tuition, because we did the DVD program. So we were able to do a down payment and then do a payment plan of $50 a month for however long it took us to pay it off, but that was an option for us, which was really helpful because we did order the curriculum for Madison at the same time to start the K4 program. K4 is kind of like a preschool. They do have a preschool option, I believe, and then K5 is actually kindergarten. So we were doing both of them and needed, it was a lot of money all at once. It was like $1,000 for both of their stuff. So it was really nice to have that option. However, with K4, because it's a bit cheaper, I think it was under $200 for all of her stuff, they don't give you the payment plan option with that. But it was nice because we were able to pay the $160 or $170 or whatever it was, and then do the payment plan for Braden. So if you need that for your family, that is an option, and it is there. So along with the lesson plans and the student plans and something, I just really wanted something else to keep us organized. And a friend of mine, the friend that I mentioned a couple of times that was doing this curriculum as well, came up with this idea, or I think she saw it somewhere. And I was like, you know what, that's a phenomenal idea. I'm gonna try it. So what we did is we got these 3-ring binders, and I can do, if you guys would like, I can do a separate video on the setup of these and how we use them. So we got 3-ring binders. We got, oops, sorry about that glare. We got 3-ring binders. We got the section dividers and then page protectors. And what we did is we went through all of the worksheet workbooks, ripped everything out because they are perforated edges. So instead of just ripping out that page and giving it to him, we went through and ripped all of them out and set up these binders so that all of his pages are in one sheet protector. So this is his binder for lesson 60 through 120. And when he goes in here, the tabs are numbered. So this tab says 60 to 64. I think I did it in like 5 increments. And then this sheet protector right here has all of the pages for lesson 60 that he needs to do for seat work. So his penmanship, his arithmetic, his language, all the pages are right in here. So when he sits down to do his schoolwork for the day, he says, okay, I'm on lesson 60. He goes to the binder, he pulls out all of his paperwork, and he's set. He doesn't have to search for anything. All of the tests are already in here. Any pages, because some of them have like a front and a back, like this is lesson 60 and the back is 61. He knows to just pull it out and move it when he's done with it, when he's done with the lesson, to just move it to the next spot because he needs to do it for the next day. And then I just keep like his penmanship test paper in here. His cursive writing guide is also in there. So all he really needs to worry about is these binders. I think I had to set up like 3 of them to get through all the lessons, but it's just super easy because he knows now this is the only binder that he needs, and then everything is kind of set aside for him, and it's all organized. As far as test and quizzes go, I bought this little hanging file folder case from Target. I want to say it was like almost $20, but it had like the rose gold, so I was okay with it. And then I bought these file folders. You can get these in the dollar spot. I bought the nice ones that were back in the stationery section, but I have seen these quite a bit in the dollar spot. I know a lot of people use them to make like planner covers. So I just bought these little file folders here, and then I just labeled them with the different subjects. So there's one for math, science, penmanship, spelling and poetry, all of the subjects. And then what Braden does, this sits in where the rest of our schoolwork is, and then what Braden will do is he'll bring his quizzes and tests when he's done. Put them in the front here. You can see I have a lot of grading to do. He'll put them all in the front here, and then when I sit down to do my bulk grading, I'll pull all of these out. Normally I let this accumulate to quite a few, and then I pull them out and I grade them all at once. And then if there's something that he missed, we'll go back through it. So he pulls all these out, I go through and grade them, and then I put them in the appropriate file folders. That way we do have a record of what he did, the test grades and all of that stuff, just in case. I like to have it just in case. So that is another option if you're looking for ways to kind of track the test and the quizzes. That is a way to store them. And then like I said, I have everything right there. And then all I just do is go through and do like a bulk grading session. So that is the Abeka curriculum. That is how we're using it, at least. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on it if you do use it. There are so many great curriculums out there. There really are. And to be honest, I only looked at maybe 3 or 4 before we decided Abeka. And like I said, I just really liked that everything was put together. The instructions were very clear. You were walked through the entire thing. Nothing was left up to chance. Nothing was left up for you to decide how far in depth you went into it. You know, they have people making these curriculums who are very familiar with children, with school-age children, with teaching, and all of that stuff. So also for 3rd grade, there is a standardized test, which you are able, it's the Stanford standardized test, And those are pretty equal across the board nationwide, I believe. Third grade, you have to take one. I think you take another one in sixth grade or something like that. Those are the tests that have to be done. And then there's also, if they're in a public school, you guys know, like the individual testing they do every year just to see where the school's at, where the kids are at, etc. So we are doing that this year as well. And those, Abeka, again, provides the tests. We just go online and order them. We have to have a test proctor, who is someone who has I believe a bachelor's degree or above, which I do not, but we do have a close family friend who has a bachelor's degree, and they're gonna proctor the test for us. So we should be doing that next week. And then we just send it back in and he is good to go. And then once we finish for the school year, he's done. So like I said, I really just enjoyed Abeka. I love the setup of it. I love everything. I will say that the only negative feedback that I have is the customer service department. They don't seem to communicate very well. So we had a problem when we ordered our testing materials that I created an account and then our test proctor created an account. And in order to order the materials, you have to either have a test proctor assigned or you had to apply for yourself. Well, our test proctor's account didn't get linked to ours, and they called me about it 3 times. And every time they called, I said, you know, I already spoke to somebody about this. It was supposed to be taken care of. So it seems like they weren't communicating very well, or they weren't checking the notes in the system, because then they'd say, oh yeah, I see the note here. So that would be the only thing, and they just kind of, the couple of times that I called, I don't know, they just didn't seem really like they knew a lot about what I was asking, if that makes sense. It just kind of seemed really up in the air, and they were just kind of pulling answers. So that's really the only negative feedback I have, but we never, like I said, had a problem that couldn't be fixed or wasn't manageable. So I really, other than that, have no complaints. I think Abeka is amazing. I think if you're looking for a homeschool option for your child, this is a fantastic one to look at. And there is a huge Abeka community, so you're more than likely able to find someone in your community who uses Abeka as well. And then you could even put like together a co-op. You know, everybody get together one day a week, and somebody can take turns teaching or proctoring, or you know, put the DVDs up for all of the kids to follow. I just think it's a really great option. They have a really great community, and if we were keeping on track with homeschooling, we would continue to use Abeka throughout the entire time that we homeschooled. So that is our curriculum. That's how we used it, why we used it, all of the fun stuff about it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section. I will answer them as quickly as possible. I'm also, again, going to link the Abeka website down in the description box, just in case you guys want to peruse it. And then hopefully I will be able to get a video up quickly about the Erin Condren teacher planner and how I'm using that as well. I hope this was informational. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I also hope you have a great day. Please subscribe if you enjoyed these videos and would like to see more in the future.